Hi, I'm Kenneth Fleener, Bushcraft Preacher, and today we're doing another episode of The Krapper. Today I guess I'll be your resident redneck. Today I'm looking at the Swiss Eagle, and I ordered one of these before and it had a defective awl. I sent it back and they sent me another one. So now we're going to see what the deal is with it. This nice little box. Card. Well, they've been producing stuff since 1961. Okay. Alright, in the box they give me a little bag. Not bag, sheath. Put it in, I guess. Yeah. It's a little gross, but yeah, right there. Big stamp on the side, Swiss Eagle. I like to lick the little bee things first, you know. Supposed to have a toothpick, I guess. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Not quite like the Swiss Army, but toothpick's toothpick, I guess. The tweezers. Kind of seem chinsy and already kind of twinked out. I don't know how I would see that. Kind of cattyfunkled. I don't know. It really work that well. I guess maybe you can make them work. Okay, you can get them back in there. Alright, there we go. Let's see. We'll lose the back side. Because the first one, the awl was the bad thing. So that will be this one here. Turn around so I can actually get a hold of it. And this one's no better. I don't want you to see that, but now, if you notice, the edge here is not complete. It's a lot wider than what it needs to be. The hole for the awl is way down here. Actually, I have a Swiss Army. So, compare them. Yeah, let's do that. Swiss Army awl compared to that one there. The hole's much further up here. It's finished off with a nice edge. You can feel the edge on it. And this one here, useless. I mean, I could grind that off and make it usable as an awl, but at least a reamer. I don't know about that hole being that far back. I mean, that's pretty dang deep. But I guess you could make it work. But that's the difference. And same thing was wrong with the first one I got. Exactly wrong with this one. Alright, moving on. Let's see what we got next on here. We have a screwdriver, flathead. Okay. Pretty well self-explanatory. And another flathead screwdriver. Hold on here a second. Those are virtually the same size flathead. I mean, almost the same size. Really. Of course, corkscrew has a mini little glasses type screwdriver, I guess, which come in handy. And no, it doesn't have the hole on this one for the needle. Put in it if you want. I guess you could add it to it. But so far, the awl is about the junkiest thing on this scene so far. Now we'll move on to the other implements that are important, and then we'll work back to the blades, because the blades are like back here. It's easier for me to grab them this way. The pop bottle opener, wire stripper, I guess. Of course, another flathead screwdriver. Then we got our can opener. Edge on that. It's supposed to have where you got the ability to do spoons with this. And nah. With some work, I imagine you could use that as a spoon gouge, scraper deal. Can opener, well, it's a can. You can pretty well get through a can with that easily. Of course, it's got the flathead screwdriver on it, which is way too wide. It kind of feels incomplete, but I'm sure it'll work as a can opener. I've worked with worse crap to open a can with. Phillips screwdriver. Well, it's pretty well self-explanatory. Part of the reason I got this is because it had the lens on it. And the first one I went ahead and tried it. I mean, see if I could get some solar ignition on it. Results kind of varied on it. The day in which I tried it, it was hit and miss on the sun, and it started to work, but then it got cloudy, and I just ain't messed with it since. But I want to do an actual video completely reviewing this in action, along with some of the other stuff I've done on the crapper. I just ain't had the chance to get around to doing it. So far, we've got all those guys done. Let's click those down. Well, I guess I could check this magnifier up a little bit more. I've got a thumbprint on it real quick. Get rid of that. Alright. There you go. Second, thank you. Alright, let's see. Magnification's okay, I guess. I mean, there's two types of magnification on this, I think. It's okay, I guess. I'm not sure what the heck that little crimp is for. I guess that's just to pull it out. I can't think of it doing anything else. The other part of the reason I grabbed this was because, well, they're a little pair of pliers. I mean, yeah, I guess it'd be okay. I don't know if I'd put any real strain against them to get a little play in them. I don't know if you can see that, how much that moves. But moves quite a bit. But I'm sure it could work okay in a pinch. It's got like a crimp piece here at the back too, so you know, like, I don't know, maybe crimp some sort of wire together with it. But that was part of the reason I got that, along with the magnification. I wanted to see how well it was. And it's always good to check these things out against, you know, the higher quality tools. Oh, there it is. The scissors. You don't feel bad. You know, scissors, honey. Yeah, they'll work as scissors, honey. That's good so far. Next is the fish scaler, hook remover, and measuring tape. The scale remover needs a little bit of work to it. I guess you could do a little work, but hook remover appears to be okay. Measurements, it's pretty close so far. I just don't know if they're in metric or standard. Hopefully they're in standard. And the saw. Saw, you know, it's a saw. I mean, it'll do the job. I'm going to tell you, it's not a Victorinox, but or Swiss Army, whichever one you want to go with. I'm pretty sure it's just called Victorinox. Then you got the file. Well, it's a file and I guess nail cleaner. And, it would do the job, I guess. Like I said, I'll put this to a full test when we get to that point, but right now I'm just trying to give an overall assessment of this thing. Not as sharp as I'd like it to be, but big blade's okay. I mean, it's decent length. It is sharp enough to cut something. Unlike some knives you get, and it's lucky if it cut a piece of butter. The smaller knife, compare that to the dang actual Swiss Army knife, a real Victorinox. It's a little bit smaller overall, I think, in blade size, but it's a different company, so it'll do, I guess, it'll do its job. I know this is a heck of a lot sharper than probably this thing is. Let's yeah, that had like did nothing. It tore it more than it did anything else. On a backstroke it ain't too bad, but on a forward stroke it's crap. Yeah, I can see why tip's not quite finished the way it needs to be. Of course, the key ring, Bill. So, Swiss Eagle. My opinion on this is, if you're starting out and you need a knife, I guess this thing would do. But this beats like something I'd give a kid. You know, somebody I wouldn't want to spend $100 for an actual, you know, Swiss Army knife, or at least a good quality Swiss Army knife. $100 for basically the same thing. This only costs 20 bucks off of Amazon. Yeah, so if a kid lost this in the middle of the woods, you know, I'm not going to be upset. It breaks, I'm not going to be very much upset because it costs $20. My overall feel of this thing is that it feels incomplete, unfinished. The fit and finish on it is just kind of, no. But the eagle symbol is kind of cool. Yeah, so, But yeah, that's what I would do. If I was going to give it to like some kid that, or one of my sons, with it being a first knife and not really wanting to let them get the hands on an actual Swiss Army knife yet, until they can prove that they can handle one of these, and then we'll move up to a higher quality knife. It costs a heck of a lot more. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling this, but without having to do work to it myself, out of the box, if I needed it, I could get by with it, but it's not my ideal knife to have in a survival type situation, or even really a bushcraft situation. This one here is a hit or miss. It's a take it or leave it kind of thing. If you're broke and you ain't got the money to buy a high quality Swiss Army knife, I suppose this would be decent. But then again, I've had some, actually, that's right here, it costs $5. It is an Ozark Trails knife. I got it from Walmart. I've had this thing for a couple of years, and it's held up. It's done its job. I mean, for $5, it's a good knife to beat. You can't really beat it. And I've got some other pocket knives that are in decent shape. I've not had the the time to actually review their version of a Swiss Army knife, but I will. I'll get to that. It'll come up in the crapper. But I will come back to this with an actual video and check the performance of this knife. But my initial impressions of it is that it's something I would give a kid to just pretty much destroy after I've already let them destroy an even cheaper version, or something I'd give somebody that I wouldn't trust with an actually really sharp knife. But yeah. The sad thing is I paid $20 for this Swiss Army knife, and it came with its own little sharpener deal. It's got the V sharpener for the blades and the side sharpener for the awl and the can opener. Yeah. Oh, let's screw it over. But you can do it from that side. All right. Yeah, and this can opener, I can shave. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I can actually shave my nail with it. So yeah, it catches. That's how you can test if the blade is sharp. Is you can put it against your nail and give it a quick little press, and it should catch as you try to drag it across your nail. Don't get the thing like you're not trying to wrench wood down or anything. It's just a little tap. And that's how a lot of jewelers test the sharpness of their tools as well. But yeah, with that little flat there, you can sharpen the awl and the can opener for making spoons. The V's will work for the knives, which I've used this on other knives, tested it out. I've not had to sharpen this yet, but I'm sure I will. This seems to be okay. So, but that's my overall review on the Swiss Eagle. My first impressions in the crapper is that it's a take it or leave it. It's a cheap knife. Its fit and finish ain't great. You can make it into something, probably. I don't know, I ain't gone that far yet, but I will give a review with it the way it is, test it out the way it is, then I will modify it and see how it works then, and see if it's actually going to be worth something to throw into a bag, or just like one of those things you toss in the car. If you have to, type things. But either way, I'm Kenneth Fleener, your bushcraft preacher. This has been the Krapper, and we'll see you again before too long.